Well, hey there, what's up, church? It's Bobby, and I wanted to come to you just really casually and briefly to talk to you for just a second about announcement that we made this morning about a change in our live stream. And so I just wanted to give a little structure and context to that in case you had any questions about that. And so the announcement that we made this morning is that beginning on September the 19th, we are no longer going to be doing a live stream at 9 a.m. And so basically what that means for those of you who may watch online or may go out of town and you want to tune in online, I've got some good news for you. But before I get to the good news, um, it's not going to be technically live any longer. So as you tune in, as you watch, and you still will get to watch, it just won't be live and in the moment. Now, we will still do what we have always done and talk directly to a camera at times and address those of you who may be watching or listening via podcast at some point. But that's the announcement. So I'll get to what we're going to do here in just a moment. We've been doing live stream here at Ridge Church for a long time. In fact, while we were doing launch services with just our launch team, we were doing live stream services back before hardly any churches were doing live stream services. And so in 2020, when the pandemic happened and many churches across the world who had never done a live stream were freaking out and trying to figure out what they were going to do, we had no reason to panic in that moment because we had been doing live stream for over 10 years here at Ridge Church, broadcasting our services live on Facebook, posting them on YouTube, all of that stuff. And so we've been doing that for a long time. There's been some good come out of that. We've met a lot of people. The gospel has gone out across the world in ways that never would have happened here from this medium-sized church here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and especially from this hick from Clinton and others here who have been able to passionately preach and teach the gospel, and it's literally gone out across the world and has made an impact across the world, which is good. Exposure to our church has happened. Many people have found us online, watched and tuned in to, and have seen an online service and have decided to come out to Ridge Church, which is great. Awesome stuff. There is a downside to doing live stream services and having a live broadcast of our services. And these are just some convictions of mine. They may not be yours, but they are convictions of mine that I've really been thinking about and praying about. One of those things is most of those who may watch online, we don't know who they are. They're a number. They're a timestamp. Somebody's watching live, or they watched for 8 minutes, or whatever. And so we have no idea who a lot of these people are, and that may be you. We don't know. We don't know your name. We don't know anything about you. We don't know anything. We've never met you, or we've never met them, and the gospel in nature is incarnational, meaning that Jesus Christ took the form of a man in the form of Jesus and came to be with us. That's what incarnational means, meaning that the ministry of the gospel is also incarnational, meaning that it works best when you are with others. And so when we don't know who you are and you don't know who we are making you become a consumer. All you're doing is consuming some things, and what you're consuming is good things. We'll talk about that here in just a moment as well, but so we don't know. Here's the other thing, and you may disagree with me on this. this again, this is my conviction, but I believe that offering an online service has sort of a downside to that, is that it creates a little bit of laziness in us when it comes to just getting up, coming to church, getting ready, getting the kids ready, having to battle the elements of the weather, or make a choice, hey, we're going to go to the lake today, or are we going to go to church? Oh, we can go to the lake because we can watch church while we're at the lake. So I do think consequently it has created the ability, and maybe you've never made that choice. Maybe you've never said, you know what, I'm just going to be lazy today. I don't have to go to church. I can just tune in online, and it's like I'm there. But really, in actuality, you're not there. You're not there mentally, because I've watched church online. I've watched our church online. Anytime I've been out of town, I've tuned in for a few moments at the very least. And that's the thing. I'll tune in for a few minutes. I may not sit down and watch the whole thing, like especially when I'm, on vacation. I'm doing vacation things, or, out of town for whatever reason. But if I wasn't the pastor, would I be tempted to just say, well, while we're driving up to the mountains, we can put church on and we can have church on, but I'm not really paying attention because I'm driving, so I shouldn't be paying attention. And this person's on their phone and that person's on their phone. We're not really, I don't think I don't know anybody who just tunes in. A few of you probably do, and thank you for that, but who just really tunes in to the service. Like, we're always doing other things. We're cleaning, we're making breakfast, we're eating, we're wrestling with the kids because they're not, they don't want to sit there and watch an hour and 15-minute service. Again, inconsequently, I think it has allowed us to create some laziness. Now, I will say this: it was absolutely necessary for us to be live and online and all that stuff during the pandemic. We couldn't be together because we didn't know what we didn't know at the time. That's changed. And again, you may disagree with me there. Some of you can't be here live, and I get that, totally get that. But again, we're not abandoning you. We've got some good news for you. But here's the other thing that sort of bad, and I'll move on and finish this video up. The other bad thing is I think that having an online live service devalues the importance of gathering together. And we know that the scripture tells us to not neglect gathering together. And you're like, yeah, but they didn't have online services then. Get that. Totally get that. But there was still a reason for that to be written, to say, hey, this gathering together, coming together is important. And why it's important is very simple. Is we are instructed, commanded to weep with those who weep and rejoice with those who rejoice. And you're not doing that. I'm not doing that online. You're not doing that online. We're not doing that online. It's so difficult. It's so hard to do that online. And here's the other thing that is difficult to do online. You can't one another online. Maybe to a degree, but man, there's just something powerful about being able to put your hand on another brother or sister's shoulder and pray for them, or speak encouragement to them, or to just see their face and get to know one another. And so there is great, I could preach a whole sermon on this, but I won't. There's great value in gathering together. And I think by just saying, oh, well, we don't have to come to church. We don't have to get together. We'll just watch online. Again, we don't know that you're watching online. We have no idea who's watching online. We have no idea who is out there. There are a few people who might jump in the comments and say, hey, I'm watching, good morning, welcome, all that stuff. And that's cool. We're so glad to be able to do that. But again, we want to weep with those who weep. We want to rejoice with those who rejoice. We want to be able to one another, each other, in all the ways that we're commanded to in Christ. And then here's the other thing. Hebrews 13:15 through 16 simply says that we're to bring a sacrifice of praise. I don't know about you, but when I'm watching again, when I'm watching online live, I'm not bringing a sacrifice of praise. I'm just watching. I'm just trying to get the information. Like, how was it? Uh, what was said? I'm not. I'm not bringing a sacrifice of praise. And again, you may completely and totally disagree with that. Listen, I'm a technology guy. I love technology. Love technology. It's so good in so many ways. It can be not good in a lot of other ways. But I'm a technology guy. And so I was the one to push for live stream, 12 years ago with our church. I was the one to try to push it forward here in the last 5 or 6 years, and Evangeline and everybody else who has had a hand in doing live stream here with us has done an amazing job. So here's the thing: we're not bringing a sacrifice of praise when we're just going. You know what? It's raining today. It's cool. I don't have to get up and go to church because I can just watch online. Let's not. We're not. That's not bringing there's no sacrifice in that, right? Oh, I sacrificed. I got out of my pajamas. There's no sacrifice in that. Um, you know, and, and again, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to watch from home, to watch from the beach, to watch. I'm not really watching. I mean, it might be on, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm not focused. I'm not standing in my living room singing these songs and praising. I'm not able to shake your hand. I'm not able to pray for you. We're not able to do any of that stuff online. So all of that to say, I know this is a super long video. I'm going to end it right here. All of that to say, we're changing the way that we do our live stream. It will no longer be live. But here's what we are going to do. We will record our 9 a.m. service, and then we're going to take that and we're going to post it on our YouTube channel. And so I'll put the link to our YouTube channel below here. And so you can go, so by 11 a.m., you can go to our YouTube channel and you can watch it, and it'll be just like it was live, like if that's what you need to do. But, and we'll post a link to it onto our Facebook page. And so if you typically watch on Facebook, which that's the other thing, not everybody wants to be on Facebook. Facebook can be distracting when we're on there too. And so everybody can just go to YouTube and watch it. And again, we'll fire our podcast back up, so you'll be able to listen to it, on Monday on your drive to work or wherever it is. If you happen to want to go back and listen to it or share it with somebody, like YouTube is a great place to be able to do that. So again, all of that to say, so you're like, so the live is going away. Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. We want to focus our best energy and our best time to what's actually happening in the gathering of God's people together inside the building. And so here's what I hope that does for you, is I hope that if you are somebody who lives in the area and you've not been able to come, that's one thing. Keep watching online, keep watching. I get that, totally get that. Hopefully you'll be able to come soon. But if you are able, then I hope that you will come. I hope that you'll show up. I hope that you'll come to a gathering. I hope that you'll be present in the moment, that we'll know who you are. You'll know who we are. We'll get to pray with you. We'll get to sing with you. We'll get to praise with you. We'll get to open the scriptures together and read together and hear the gospel together. I hope that you'll be able to do that. So again, is it going away? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Will you still be able to watch online? You will still be able to watch online via YouTube. You can get a link there on Facebook as well. So this was about 10 minutes longer than I wanted it to be, but I felt like it needed some explanation and some context. So I hope that helps. I hope to see you here Sunday, 9 a.m., 11 a.m. It's going to be a fantastic Sunday. So church, we'll see you soon.